Wow, guys, look at this freaking chart right now, man. Pepe. Look at this, dude. Crazy stuff. All right, this video is all about it, man. It's all about AMC and Pepe here. So we're going to go over all this good stuff. First, I need to take this away. We got the chart. All right. So I was doing cycle analysis over the weekend, currently doing that. And I came across some pretty interesting stuff on AMC. Pepe is huge for this because, guys, remember these meme coins that pump and then end up dumping, that liquidity is not going, it's not going anywhere, right? It's going somewhere. It's gonna go to over leveraged positions, whether it's the market, whether it's AMC, whether it's GameStop, whether it's any over leveraged position. In my opinion, I think they're using these to pump them. Now, they can also be used for the crypto markets. Is the hedge funds that are doing this have obviously a large portfolio, so they're using this for a lot of securities. And yeah, I came across something pretty interesting on the last video I talked about with Pepe. The correlation with Shiba actually is coming true. It's coming a thing, and I want to talk about that and where I think we are in the cycle, because a lot of these things, guys, are matching up, and I'm going to make a projection actually on this video to show you guys that this might actually pan out the way it's intended to. Okay, so for this, we're going to go ahead and bring on over Pepe here. I'm going to bring a second chart. The bottom here, we're going to pull up Shiba, which we already have on the chart. Okay, so you're going to have to bear with me here because it's going to be a lengthy video in how this cycle makes sense. So on May 10th, 2021, Binance went ahead and added Shiba to the exchange. Okay, so everybody was going crazy. But then look at what happened right after that, right? This thing just dumps, and it dumps for a while. It dumps for over 4 months. It dumps, it trades sideways, and then you have this massive pump. Okay, so this is the opportunity here that I'm talking about. Prior to this video, I talked about Pepe going on big exchanges, and it just got listed on Binance. It got listed on Binance yesterday, as well as some other exchanges. Now, it's not on Coinbase yet. So that's another thing to watch out for here. It's probably not going to go on Coinbase for a little bit. It might take some time, but this is just an opportunity in my opinion. Yes, I think this pump is done. I talked about this. I said it's going to hit a level here very shortly, and it's going to dump after that, and we're currently seeing that, right? So I'm personally not going to be playing this right now until it settles, cools down, and then we might start to see this massive continuation, this massive pump, because later liquidity will be used again sometime then, right? So the correlation here is very high. It's a positive correlation because this is happening around the same time. So this that you're looking at up here is Pepe's chart. Remember, Binance listed this yesterday, so May 5th, and then everything started to dump, okay? Not only that, but we also have similar market cap. So Pepe peaked at and actually crossed the $1 billion market cap, which is the same thing Shiba did down here. It actually went a little bit higher in the billions, but then came down back into the millions. Okay, so traded sideways for a little bit. Then it peaked at the $41 billion market cap, which if you do the math, if this comes back, say it comes back down to the 500 million level. If you do the math and this thing peaks at a similar market cap that Shiba did, then we would have, do the math, right? We have 0.5, divide that by 40. So 40 divided by 0.5, that's 80x the price. So, I mean, it's a pretty intense situation here. And again, nothing has to happen the same way, but these time frames are lining up very well. So where does this take me with AMC? Because it has to do with AMC. Well, we're going to bring up Bitcoin first. And this is what I have for Bitcoin, guys. Because what happened on May 10th? On May 10th, 2021, this happened on Bitcoin right here that you're looking at right now. So it pumps, dumps for a little bit, goes very close. In this case, ratio-wise, we'll come very close to the 29,300 level, and then we have a dump. And this makes sense if you zoom out on the macro chart, because we've been riding slowly, but we've been riding resistance down. It hasn't crossed up yet, so that's a major level or a major test coming up here. Doesn't matter if it clocks over. If this candle is rejected, if there's a wick hanging, this is going to come down all the way to that 27,000 range. So what does this mean for AMC now that we're here? Now that we know that we're here and things are tracking the same way, some cycle analysis, that means there's a correlation that not only the crypto market's there in that cycle, but that, you know, AMC and these other stocks might be there as well. So watch this. All right, watch this shit. Let's bring on over Bitcoin. Nope, not on the indicators. Okay, here is Bitcoin. Overlaid on top of AMC. Okay, here we go. What happened in June of 2021 when Bitcoin dumped? That same bar pattern I just pulled up was right here, May 10th. Shiba was right here. It launched right before AMC freaking pumped and went like crazy, right? So the two charts were actually trading pretty inverse to each other at the time. And this was one of the first times it did that. It also did it in January. You can see that there's a lot of liquidity being dumped in the markets prior to these meme stocks rallying. Okay, so this is the correlation that I have right now. Now, because we are at a different in a different stage in the cycle, you know, and this is going to the next POI, guys. The next point of interest on AMC is in June. So it makes sense that things are happening the same way, right? We have, you know, in May 2021, we have crypto having a similar correlation with that cycle. And then here in June, we have a similar correlation with the POI coming up. So I've already said this, you know, like it's very important that even though things look a certain way, doesn't mean that it has to happen that way. I mean, you always have to remember that because one cycle is tracking in the markets doesn't mean the other cycle is going to do the same thing. But there is a correlation here. There is a POI coming up. And we also have, you know, the overall macro setup looks good. AMC is in a macro double bottom. Okay, so following earnings, my projection was the same. I wasn't expecting anything crazy. But going into the next point of interest, I had said, if it's a POI and it's an active one, it could easily take the price, you know, past the 70% range, which would be, you know, right around that $10 range. Okay. So that's step one. Okay. Step one is AMC climbs up to that range, tests it, which would be considered resistance. Okay. And on the parallel channel down here would also be a micro resistance level. Now, you could technically clock over and go into that $12 range. That would be ideal as well. But in this case, you know, to be conservative, $10 to 12 would be ideal. And then following that, you have to climb. You have to climb slowly. Before GameStop had its squeeze, it slowly climbed to the upside. And it took some time, right? It wasn't just we are double bottoming and we're going to squeeze, right? It started to climb up and then it got to that range. Okay, so the same thing I talked about on the last video with that projection. Okay, and we even pulled up some Wyckoff in this, dude. Wyckoff was what we pulled up. Okay, with that projection, it would bring us on over to the August point of interest. So it would be around mid-August time, which if everything looks good, and that's the things you have to check off with cycle analysis, is everything else in the market doing that? Did Bitcoin finish off the sequence? Did the market finish off the sequence? Those are the things we check for. It's not just overlaying patterns on top and figuring out what that pattern is, you have to check a lot of different things that go into what cycle analysis is. It's a lot more than just bar patterns, guys. Okay, so that's my video, man. The correlation looks the same. Pepe is unfortunately right now it is dumping, but again, I think there's going to be an opportunity in the future for a possible reversal, and it looks pretty good to me. All right, so markets, man, crypto markets are getting ready to dump, in my opinion. Probably in the next few days, we're going to see this that I have overlaid here, guys. All right. Real quick, if you guys want to check out the Discord, it's on the link below. There we do everything else that involves cycle analysis, other plays, crypto plays, stock plays, option plays, stuff like that, all on the Discord. So check it out, man. Click that link. And if you want testimonials, you got that on the link as well. All right, peace out. Bye-bye. Love you guys.